Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Hello everyone, welcome to Making the Tea Rational, where I make all the tea and gossip make sense. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I want to speak about CJ So Cool and how he is with his daughter Camari, and basically speak about what Dre Baby again, what he stated about him, basically encouraging Camari to fight by making a statement saying that they like to fight, that him and Camari likes to fight. He treats his daughter more like they're kind of like a friend, like they have a friendship as a, daughter and father, as opposed to actually, setting boundaries with her. It seems like he kind of allows Camari to do what she wants to do. She goes and she stays with her friends, which I see, she has white friends mostly. I've never seen her with any black friends. And he's allowing her to go spend the nights and stuff over to their home. And I guess some confrontation broke out, between her friend and another girl who happened to be white. And Camari jumped in and she was fighting the girl. And CJ So Cool made the remark, "Oh, well, I'm mad at you because you didn't basically knock her out." Now, what kind of comment is that to make, number one? Number two, you saying this on a public platform where, you already have one baby mama that's trying to, take you down, so to speak. She doesn't like you, and you saying stuff like that, she might try to use against you later on at some point in time. But not only that, you have to teach Camari boundaries. You have to set boundaries with her. You have to tell her what's right from wrong and things like that. Encouraging her to fight and just letting her just be a kid, and that means to do whatever you want to do, is crazy. It's insane. It's insanity. Kids need to be, you have to rear your kids. You have to show them the ropes. You have to let them know, if you do this, this could happen. Especially because Camari is a black teen. She's a black kid, and she will be a black woman one day. So you have to teach her how society is and how they'll do you if you get into trouble. Once they get in systems, like Dre Baby said, and I'll add extra, it's hard to get them out of these systems once they get in there. And I don't think he wants that for his child. He don't want her to be in a system where she basically would have to fight for her life while in there. It's one thing to defend yourself, but it's another thing to encourage her to go out and fight and to basically become a bully. Because that's kind of what it sounds like, she's kind of practicing in becoming. I'm not saying that she is, but, things like that. It wasn't her fight to begin with. So why would she jump in front of that and do that when she knows how, he knows how society looks. I guess he should know, but like this is the other thing with CJ So Cool. A lot of people saying that he's whitewashed. And I want to know, was he raised by black people? Or was he raised, I know he said his grandmother had raised him for a short period of time before she kicked him out. But, he seems like he doesn't see the world for what it is and how he exists in the world. And he has to see and understand why people come for him hardcore. He has to understand what people are actually doing this to him when they do it. I know it just seems like he kind of feels like what other black people go through, it doesn't apply to him. I guess he thinks he's celebrity. I don't know how CJ So Cool is kind of thinking about things, but I even kind of see that in Ty, because she feels like, she was in the Taylor Girls and she has money that maybe, she can do a little more and do different things and come across a certain way to anybody, but you have to understand how you exist in the world to people. When you're black, you're black. You're black first. Nobody cares about your money. Nobody cares about your star status, or your celebrity status, or whatever you think you might be. They don't care about none of that. And that's why I think they should actually be hands-on parents and teach their kids, not after they do something wrong, before they do it, and make it a consistent thing that they teach them right from wrong. You don't sit your child in front of a tablet and let the tablet teach them. You don't send your kids out there in the community and let them hang around peers that might not even really be good for them to teach them. You don't jump in after they've already done something wrong. Just like CJ was saying, she kissed a boy. That's just something they do, and da 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 da. No, it's not something they just do. And she wasn't even 14 when she did that. So she's moving pretty fast. And that's just, like I say, it's precursors to something later on. Before she's 20, she could face pregnancy. She can face alcoholism. She can face, drug addiction, all kind of stuff before she even gets, and then not only that, be part of the criminal system. And in the state of Nevada, they do charge kids as adults, depending on what kind of crimes they do. So what Dre Baby was saying was not incorrect. That is exactly the truth. And when you're black, they would love to throw you in there and just, make you a part of the system. And that's why I'm just like, you need to be more hands-on and not allow, I don't understand why he allows Camari to, even deal with him like they're friends. I don't understand a friend relationship when you have between child and parent. That kind of thing I don't understand. You should always set boundaries with your kids. She hits CJ so cool, she curses, she does all kind of things. And her attitude is kind of like, she's an adult. She gets to do whatever she wants, and he accepts it as that. And I don't, to me, I think you kind of set your kids up for failure when you do that. You have to be careful, because you have to set boundaries, and boundaries start from before they walk out those doors, because basically you want your child to make it home. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about, it's okay to make your child comfortable enough to come to you if something is happening outside of, your home environment, and you want to help them and protect them. That's different, and then also, like I said, to protect themselves. Somebody's trying to hurt them, they have a right to protect themselves. But just going out fighting people because you like doing so is crazy. Okay, because there's gonna always be somebody bigger and badder than you, and these kids do not fight fair these days. They use weapons, and then when she's approached with that, then what's gonna happen? It gets really crazy out here, and they got a lot of kids out here that's from all kind of places that they don't know too much about. They may come from violence and things like that, and they bring it to, to schools and things like that in your communities and all that stuff. I'm telling you, it's just a different type of dynamic out here in society. And, I just think parents need to pay closer attention to their kids and stop allowing, TVs and the community to raise their kids, because it doesn't end well. But you guys tell me in the comment section, do you think Dre Baby had a point in what he was saying? And do you think CJ So Cool is too friendly, pretends to be too much of a friend to Camari instead of her dad? Do you think he should not do certain things with Ty in front of her? Because they are kind of a little kinky in front of, that 14-year-old Camari, and that when kids see things like that, they want to act those things out. They want to participate. They want to see what it's like. You can just tell. Kids watch you. You don't think they are, but they are. They watch you, and they want to do everything they see their parents do. But let me know in the comment section.
Was I hurt? Not this time. I wasn't hurt this time. My daughter is getting older. She's about to be 14 in November, and with all the stuff that's going on in the world, all I can expect and hope for is for my kid to be normal. And honestly, her kissing that kid on Instagram was probably the most normal thing I've seen in the last couple of months, because she's a girl and he's a boy, and they like each other and they express themselves. That's all I saw. All right, did I get on her case? Yes. I begged her to delete it. I asked her, why did she do it? I told her stop doing that. I said break up with him. I said you're not gonna be with him in 2 years. I said all these things. It doesn't matter to my kid, because she's a kid and she's gonna do what she wants, and I'm gonna let her do that. My daughter, we like to fight if we have to. We will protect ourselves no matter what. We're losing chat.
So what was your reaction to her from that? Like, you was like, yeah.
I told her I was mad. No, I said, Camari, I taught you better than that. You won, but you didn't do your big one. I told her why you didn't knock her out. Why is there not max damage? Like, if we
Can I say something? Can I please say something without interruption? Can I say something without interruption?
Yes.
Without interruption.
Don't interrupt her.
No interruptions. Please, that is a generational curse that you are implementing, that your minor child could be out there fighting to an adult standard. When it's implementing that, she could be going to jail. If your daughter is 17 living in Texas.
17.
I'm just saying, listen. If your daughter's anywhere between the age of 16 and 17 in Texas, she would have been, listen, you making faces.
No, because she's 14.
Even worse.
She was fighting another 14-year-old.
Even worse. That's even worse. That you saying that she should have did this and did that. No, you should be teaching her not to enter the juvenile criminal system.
He's right. He's right.
And if she was 16 or 17 in Texas, stop. If she was 16 or 17 in Texas, no, for real. And you in Nevada. If she was 16 or 17 in Texas, she'd have been charged as an adult.
Okay.
These states charge you as an adult.
Yeah.
And you up there telling she should hit harder. So she can get a felony offense? The suit your needs?
Yeah.
No, it's not my... Wait, listen. Wait,
For
first
real.
of all, I told her I was upset that she was fighting.
You should be upset. Why you as a grown man telling your daughter you're upset? She didn't fight harder. No.
Yep. That's right. That's right, Dre. That's right.
I told her to
That's
sign
the
up for boxing.
problem.
Dre, I swear I told her to sign
Children
up for
raising children.
Wait, say to know again.
Teach her what to do and know for real. Teach her what to do in these moments. You don't want her to be railroaded in the system. Imagine she went too far and hit the girl hit her head. And,
Do the know again.
Then it's a different story.
You're right.
For real.
No,
For
he's
real,
absolutely
Dre.
dead ass
For
right.
real.
He's right. I'm not even lying.
No, y'all
Right.
playing around.
No,
But
he's
then
serious.
within the system, look what happened to the boy in Texas defending himself. The Austin Metcalf and the Camari Anthony. He facing 30 years for the same shit you told your daughter to do.
With Dre, she fought before I talked
No,
to her.
it's not the point. Look what happened. And you in Nevada.
So the next time she go out, she gonna think Daddy want me to knock. Daddy said knock
Yeah,
her
Daddy
out.
told me do
Okay,
it.
you're right. You're right.
Daddy
You're
said
right.
do
So
it.
CJ,
No
now you gotta do
more fighting.
damage control.
I do, but I already did that. I was mad at her. Ty will tell you, I was like, no more fighting. Why are you fighting? And then I was like, okay, but since you are fighting, why you didn't beat that bitch at worse? But Dre is right. No more fighting, chat. No more. Oh, Dre is smart. I'm not gonna lie. Damn. But I didn't know she was fighting. I didn't encourage her to fight. After the fight, I coached her.
shame.
After the fight.
Dre,
But just so you know, the girl wanted
can you
to
do
fight
the no
before.
again real quick?
Ooh, Alice, he coming.
Miss Shad?
Can you do the no?
Oh,
No.
It ain't my fault.
You do the no. Can
That's
you
what,
please just
girl, that's what his daughter was saying to the judge. It ain't my fault.
oh, Daisha,
She's not
Daisha.
going to no judge. She's
It
not in
ain't
trouble.
my fault.
She's not in trouble.
Daisha,
No, thank God, of course not. That's
And I told her she can't go to her friend's house no more. I said, you went over there, you fought, you can't go
No,
back.
but the
That's what I
fact
told
that
her.
you know what, no shade, CJ, and this has been supposed to be a conversation. The fact that you teach her how to curse and use vulgar language, and
you
stuff,
do that,
she gotta stop the cursing and stuff too.
DJ,
You gotta
you
slow
do
down the
that?
cursing.
I didn't teach her how to do anything.
And that's
she
my
learned
niece.
from,
I love
she
my
learned
niece
from the
people.
world.
That's
She
my
learned
niece.
from the
DJ,
world.
you be doing that to your daughter.
Dre, John, he's absolutely right. Everything he said, I'm not
Definitely
gonna lie.
letting her
I have
curse.
allowed her to curse on video for content, and that's not cool. You're absolutely right.
For content.
But I
so
didn't
you
teach her how to
correct
curse. I didn't teach her
What
how
you
to
doing
curse.
over there?
That is my niecey poo poo. That's my niecey. I love my niecey.
Kamari,
Wait, your daughter said she love me.
I love
Your
Camari.
daughter
That's my
actually said she
niecey.
love me.
Actually, she sleep because we got to go to school in the morning.
We.
I got to take her to orientation. I got to be there too.
Oh, school started in Nevada? Damn.
Yes. Orientation is tomorrow. School starts on Monday.
Damn, what time school start usually now? Damn.
Who
It is
started
August.
today?
I used to school, no shade, y'all. Back when I was going to school, I was used to school starting after Labor
It's
Day.
September.
After Labor Day.
Yeah, school started in September, but you know,
Well, it started early here.
right before I graduated, they started implementing the time and a different thing. So they started in August, and instead of like 3:55, 4 o'clock, they was
That's
getting
crazy.
2:55.
That video of her fighting got leaked. I cannot believe that. But she got the mans. So anybody daughter that want to play stupid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I was teaching her some more moves. It was funny. And it was crazy because before she got in that fight, I was teaching her some moves. Who the fuck's awesome, girl? It's not, but everybody should know how to protect themselves. Everybody should know how to protect themselves. Self-defense. Doing a video. They don't even know what that is. Nobody was looking at that. Nobody was paying attention to that. Nobody even knew that that was there. Y'all acting like that shit being used and it's just sitting out. I would never. I know. I never used it. It was brand new. It never been used. It was brand new. It's never been used. I don't even know where it's at.